pecan shrimp, tong cho whole speckled trout or whole flounder, Trey Yen in Mandeville. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. Worth the drive from the South Shore. It's special. Has been for 45 years. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Governor Jeff Landry, not a big fan of public access to elected officials' information at work. It's unbelievable. It's public records for public officials. But Jeff Landry, I've often told you this guy is kind of a deviant. He just kind of operates under the radar. He does things that aren't of high ethics, morals, integrity as an elected official. Like when he was AG running the, Consolidated Natural Gas employee, whatever you want, hiring firm, him and his brother, and then importing workers from Mexico instead of hiring Louisiana workers. No, he slipped in an amendment allowing him to hide travel records, who he's met with. The governor wants to keep everything he does secret. He knows best, wink, wink. And what's scary, because a lot of people don't have empathy and all they're worried about is their side. A lot of hardcore right-wing evangelical types in Louisiana are fine with it because it's our governor. If it was some liberal Democrat, they'd freak out. No, Jeff Landry basically setting himself up almost to be indicted, you could argue. This just deviant behavior of, I know I'm an elected official. I know I work for the citizens, literally. But I want to hide things like an Edwin Edwards, a John Alario, a Bill Jefferson type, LaToya Cantrell. Jeff Landry, not a fan of public records requests. Corey Johnson with you. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
the French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Right, Crescent City and beyond. Hey, State Senator Pat Connick's about a minute away. He's going to join us on the program. Got some interesting legislation. I like it. It's labeling of seafood. And it's about folks that are being deviant and slippery, trying to trick you. And that's like the last thing we need. Am I right? It's been going on for a long time, too. That's the problem. That's the problem. This Bernard's seafood, that's just one. I don't mean to pick on them, but it's from China. And there are a lot of, I remember when Chinese crawfish first came into New Orleans, into South Louisiana, 20, 25 years ago. It came in a package that I don't know if there was any English on the packaging. I'm serious. Maybe like net weight 16 ounces or something. Everything else was like Chinese lettering. Might have had like a white local label just saying like crawfish or something like that. Just ridiculously vague. And then they get deviant. Instead of that original packaging from 25, 30 years ago where like the lettering was in Chinese, excuse me. You could tell this was a Chinese product. Now it's swamp scenes on the label, names like Bernard's, and they're trying to trick you. Pat Connick has always been a supporter of Louisiana seafood with different legislation over the years. As a House rep, now as a senator. State Senator Pat Connick joins us live on the program. How you doing, Pat?
Doing fine, Corey.
Good to have you again. We just a few months ago celebrating the 10th anniversary of the tolls going bye-bye on the Crescent City connection. Both those spans have not fallen in the river like the politicians that wanted to keep the tolls on claimed would happen.
Exactly. And we're getting incredible neon lights going to go up, and it's going to look beautiful. So it's all good.
No, it is all good. That was an incredible accomplishment, the trio of Pat Connick on the political side, Pat Han on the attorney side for the local citizen, Mike Teachworth, and
in the media. So thanks to you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pat, it's rare that kind of stuff happens. That's something I'll never forget. And plus you've got so many politicians playing politics against it. And There weren't a lot that were on your side, and you guys got it accomplished, and it was a lot to overcome, and it was pretty amazing. And you don't often see that in Louisiana, Pat, when something wrong's going down, where a small group, like one citizen, his attorney, and their representative get the job done. It's rare. I mean, can you think of many examples of something as significant as that?
No, it was a good battle, but when you have the truth and the facts behind you, people shy away from that. Those who are trying to oppose it, but once they, like getting the message out, putting sunshine into the issue, people see what's being used, but how the money was being used and wasted. They had no argument. They had to leave. So,
yep.
And that's why we won. So,
hey, Pat, what do you notice the biggest difference, generally speaking, as a legislator, compared to the 8 years of John Bel Edwards, a Democrat as governor, mostly Republican-controlled House and Senate, now full control Republican House and Senate, and a Republican governor who's pretty extreme and had an agenda coming in with a lot of activity. I said something yesterday. A lot accomplished this legislative session, but John Wooden said, never mistake activity for achievement. So it's a wait and see. What's the biggest thing you've noticed difference for you this legislative session compared to maybe the previous 6 or 8?
This governor's working. He is working hard. He doesn't stop. He's got an agenda on all fronts, and he's pushing it. He's going to get about 80% of what he wants. There's not going to be too much pushback, but on some issues there's going to be pushback. I'll push back on a public records disclosure. I think that's key. I voted against the appointments to all the ethics boards, but I lost that vote. But for the most part, I've been supporting his agenda, and I think there's going to be some good changes to the state going forward. We have a lot of work to do, but he's not afraid to get his hands dirty, so I applaud him for that.
What are some of the things that you think are going to pay dividends quickly that are that significant, the changes? Anything that stands out?
One of the things is the educational savings accounts. That was a big push that he had. That he got that through. Now we got to find a way to fund it. That's one of the major ones. Getting New Orleans in shape. The crime issue, getting tough on the crime and undoing some of the things that John Bell wanted and got passed is big. We need to clean up that city because that is the gem of the state.
Yep.
When you think of Louisiana, you think of New Orleans, and we've got to have a safe, clean New Orleans. And he's worked with the sewage and water board to take over control of that. So those are just few of the things that he's done that should give some benefits almost immediately.
State Senator Pat Connick's with us for a few minutes, live from Baton Rouge, from the Capitol. Hey, Pat, you've always been a proponent of South Louisiana fishermen, oystermen. A lot of those guys are in your district. They're our friends and neighbors and all of that. I've been pushing for years, decades, Louisiana restaurants having to disclose where the seafood they're serving comes from, either local or another state or another country. I think that's the law now. It's not followed. You've come up with another one that I'm loving. You remember 2-3 generations ago when these Chinese crawfish first came in, the writing was in Chinese on the label. You knew it was Chinese crawfish. Now they're kind of deviant and getting together with local folks and Bernards and coming up with local names. A swamp scene makes you think you're buying Louisiana crawfish tails, and it's a product from China. What's your legislation? Was it Senate Bill 166?
166, and if you're going to sell crawfish, we can't stop imported crawfish, imported shrimp from imported seafood coming into the state. It's a Commerce Clause. The law would be invalid. What we can do is make sure that people know what they're buying. Where is the crawfish coming from? Where's the shrimp coming from?
Yep.
If it's from China, Mexico, we put a bill on. We passed the bill on 166 that says it's got to be clearly labeled in like Arial black is the font, black, 30 point on the label saying product of China, product of Mexico, product of Indonesia. Same thing for when you go to the like there's a shrimp lot in Oswego. It's great. I mean, You go get seafood. They're going to have to put on the ice chest, where the shrimp you get are coming from.
Nice.
What got my concern, Corey, is one of the labels that I saw at one of the Winn-Dixies by my house, it had the Louisiana label, packaged in Oswego, Chinese crawfish.
Yikes.
Well, I passed by the plant where it's packaged, and it's right next to our shrimp boats.
Wow. But
our shrimpers can't sell their fresh catch, to this warehouse because it's filled with imported Chinese shrimp.
Wow.
And these shrimpers are losing. They going out for the big jumbo shrimp. They get less than $1 a pound for that.
It's ridiculous.
It's just insane. And that's why the industry's dying. That's why these fishermen are hurting. That's why we need to put this legislation. You can buy the foreign shrimp. You can buy the foreign crawfish, but know what you're buying. Don't don't mislabel or just mislead us to say, hey, this is Bernard's Cajun lamb shrimp when it's from China. That's BS. And we exposed it, and hopefully we can make some progress and give the shrimpers, local shrimpers and crawfishmen, the relief they need.
I think it definitely educates a percentage of the population that's fully unaware and think they're buying a local product. I also think it puts a guilt trip on some of the population that knows they are, and they're pretending they think they're buying a local with a big label that says made in China. There's no way around it. I was talking about the font size being equal to the largest font size on the packaging. You mentioned 30 point. How big is that?
It's big enough to see.
Yeah.
You Google Arial Black, it shows it's a bold print.
Nice.
And that's going to take effect in January 1st. Is going to give the supermarkets and those packaging companies time to get rid of the product that's there now. We work with the retailers, we work with the restaurant association, and to make sure when you go to a restaurant, you know what you got getting. And so there's some other bills coming through about testing these shrimp and crawfish that come in.
Good.
Because they aren't the cleanest. They aren't the healthiest.
No, of course not. They're full of iodine and full of all kind of stuff they're not supposed to be.
Antibiotics and stuff. So.
Exactly.
Listen, we worked hard with the shrimp industry and the shrimp task force. AC Cooper is one, and he's the head of that force, and his team, and a bunch of others. And it's been a work in progress, and we still have a long way to go, but at least we took some steps this session to make things better for us.
Hell yeah. Great steps. Pat Connick, always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much. Right. Congratulations on that legislation.
All right, Corey. Thank you for being in touch.
That's State Senator Pat Connick, live from the Capitol in Baton Rouge, Senate Bill 166. Yeah, protecting our seafood industry, for crying out loud. And Pat's right. It's just the first step. We need to go further and further and further in protecting our industry. It's superior seafood. I'm blown away how the inferior stuff even exists.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-9480, 766-9480. Miss Peach is at the controls. 766-9480. Humane May fundraiser going on. Ends tomorrow. Need your help. We're about $2,500, $2,800 short of our $10,000 goal. Please donate. HumaneLA.org is how you can do it. HumaneLA.org. Trump verdict. It's done. It's in. The jury returns a guilty verdict. The jury in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York has found him guilty on all counts, 34 counts. My God. Earlier, starting the program, we knew a verdict had been reached. A quick return on a verdict usually is not good for the defendant, in this case, Donald Trump. Also, the jury wanted extra time to fill out the jury forms, which made me think 34 counts. Some not guilty, some guilty. Got to figure all this out. Need time to fill out these forms. Not guilty, just checking off. Not guilty, sign it and go. But it was not some of the 34. Apparently, it was all of the 34. The jury of 12 New Yorkers found that Trump violated the law by falsifying business records to cover up that $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. They found him guilty on all 34 counts Donald Trump faced. One thing I can clearly say, I mean, I'm no fan of Donald Trump, the person, at all. I think Donald Trump is a friendless, egomaniacal, narcissistic lunatic. I don't think he is somebody that has friends, that is a normal person. I think he's sort of a sociopath. I think anyone that is pro-Trump or not, voting for Donald Trump or president or not, I think you have to acknowledge like those things at least. I mean, if you're a Democrat, you've got to acknowledge that Joe Biden's really old and is aging fast and is physically and mentally declining at an extremely fast rate, where Donald Trump, 4 years younger than him, not really declining at some kind of a fast rate, maybe a little bit, but with Joe Biden, it is obvious, it is blatant, overt, it's in your face. Kamala Harris isn't vice presidential material, much less presidential material. Now, if you're some hyper-left, liberal, woke person, you think Kamala Harris is fantastic and has done a great job as VP, and you hope she becomes president. But the vast majority of Democrats and 90+% of everybody else in the country don't think Kamala Harris is VP material, has been a weak vice president, when vice president is sort of a weak position to begin with. How do you make it even worse? So those two things are pretty glaring, and they're two major liabilities that the Democrats want the undecided voter to overlook. Biden's age, his deterioration in mental and physical health, and Kamala Harris isn't qualified to be VP, much less president. So that's a major fact of opinion for a lot of people in America. That's their opinion that they think is a fact. They see a mental and physical decline. No one's arguing that. I mean, all these Biden, man, in meetings, he's just so sharp. All the Biden folks, he never misses a point. He never falls asleep. He's always on top of things. He asks so many questions. He's very sharp, you know? I mean, when you're having to push that and sell that says, you know, he's not. It's like the elastomeric coatings that you hear people pushing all the time. These cartoon name house paints. Not as expensive as you think. You know what that means? Expensive. Overpriced and expensive. When they say in the spot, not as expensive as you think. Biden's really sharp. He's the sharpest tool in the shed at the meetings. He never misses a thing. He's missing a beat. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed at the meeting. So the Trump person that freaks out about the trial, that thinks it's a scam, that thinks Trump's not guilty, that thinks Trump wasn't with Stormy Daniels, that think Trump's attorney Cohen wasn't trying to pay her off, all this, I think you're just in major big time denial. And Donald Trump's different from every other politician we've ever had. You can sit here and go, Hillary Clinton did this, Bill Clinton did that, George Bush 1 did this, George Bush 2 did that, even Reagan did this. You could go on and on with it. Jimmy Carter did this. Okay, maybe not Jimmy Carter. Trump takes it to an entirely different, Trump exclusive, you know, Mar-a-Lago type level. With all that said, I don't think Donald Trump's going to jail for this. I don't think the judge who will sentence Donald Trump will send him to jail for this. The Trump jury has reached a verdict guilty on all 34 counts. No, for a regular citizen, I think jail time would be a major probability. I don't know how you'd get out of it. You'd have to have a lot of connections. You'd have to pull a lot of strings, I'm guessing. I just think Donald Trump is president. I mean, just my guess, again, my assumption that this judge will not sentence him to jail time. 12 New York jurors found Donald Trump violated the law by falsifying business records to cover up that $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 elections. They found him guilty on all 34 counts he faced. No, like I said at the beginning of the show, a quick return from a jury like that and then asking for extra time to fill out the jury forms. I made an assumption. I was like, that's not good. I mean, the quick return factually, most of the time, percentage-wise, it's not good for the defendant. So that's just basic, criminal trial jury 101. The jury asking for time to fill out forms that I figured 34 counts. They found him guilty on some, and that's why they need the time. But it's all 34 they found him guilty on. Amazing. State Senator Pat Connick joined us on the program a few minutes ago. He's got a law. I've been pushing for this for years. And it's pretty close to exactly what I was talking about. It's because of the deviant nature of these seafood purveyors, these importers. China used to bring in crawfish tails. It came in this clear bag with orange print, and it was all in Chinese. And there was like one label that said Chinese crawfish on it. And that's it. And then slowly but surely, they're like, boy, we'll sell a lot more if we make it look like a Louisiana product. And Pat Connick, I've been pushing this that regardless of this, but this got Pat Connick over the hump. He said he was at a Winn-Dixie or something, and it was a pound of crawfish, and it said processed in Belle Chase, Louisiana, on the label. And then product of China in much smaller print. It's Chinese crawfish tails they brought in and packaged them in Belle Chase so they could put that on the label, like just deviant trickery, just trying to fool you a little bit, thinking it's a local product. I mentioned this eyeglass shop that I go to, this boutique, Art and Eyes on Magazine, in between Napoleon and Louisiana on the riverside. And I mentioned how Luxottica, this mob-run operation out of Italy, with all their manufacturing done in China, they've been acquiring high-end eyewear companies for years and downgrading the product. I mean, when I grew up, Ray-Ban was high-end, American-made. Ray-Ban was great stuff. Ray-Ban's owned by Luxottica. It's Chinese parts made in China, or worse, they'll ship the parts to Italy and have a crew in a Chinese factory, Chinese people in Italy, putting them together so they can say made in Italy. All the parts are crap made in China, put together by Chinese folks in a Chinese factory in Italy so they can say made in Italy. That's how China operates. They're deviant. That's how the government operates. So Ray-Ban, Revo, Italian-made, Persol, Italian-made. I used to love these high-end glasses. Now they're just all Chinese crap, garbage, owned by Luxottica. And Luxottica goes out there and buys up Sears Optical, Sunglass Hut, all the places that sell the eyewear. Art and Eyes is different on Magazine. Frames from the United States, frames from Europe, from Japan, the best available, highest quality. They've got a basket with about 100 frames in there. Some of these were like $800, $700, $500. They're $99 each. They've got under that basket of frames for $99. They've got 50% off everything in the drawer, like these glasses I picked up just a few weeks ago. Art and Eyes, high quality, not fooling you. Great stuff, Art and Eyes on Magazine.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you. It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser ends tomorrow. You know why? It's May 31st, end of the month. Every year, we try to raise $10,000 in the month of May for the Humane Society of Louisiana. That's why we call it Humane May, treating animals more humanely in Louisiana, because we're not good at it. You know, we're home of cockfighting and dog fighting still. And we don't have shelters in at least half of our 64 parishes. There should be a shelter in every parish. Most of the 64, more than half, do not have shelters. We're just not very good at this, and there's no sense of urgency to make it right. Jeff Dorson and the Humane Society of Louisiana are doing their part and more to make it right. But they need your help. All of their money is donations. They operate strictly on donations. So in the month of May, we try to raise $10,000 for them so they can do their job and save cats and dogs and kittens and puppies and goats and horses and all kind of animals. If you go to the website, humanela.org, upper top left-hand corner of the page, you'll see me laying on the sofa with Blue Boy. Click on that and donate. Now, I know a lot of you. I get it. This is New Orleans and Louisiana. Economic opportunities are slim. Our economy isn't where it's supposed to be. I saw an article the other day. It was funny. Because I forget, I think it was, I was at the Walgreens. It was Data Weekly, some like black publication in New Orleans. And it said, how do blacks, blacks make less than blacks in Atlanta and Houston. How do we bridge that gap? It's like whites make less in New Orleans than blacks or whites in Atlanta or Houston. Their economies are stronger. They're bigger. They take care of things. We don't. Now, I know a lot of you are restricted. You're pulling 40 grand a year. You're pulling 50 grand a year. Every penny counts. You live out in New Orleans East or out in Kenner or deep on the West Bank because you're saving $500, $800, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month in rent. And you're having to live farther out from where you work because the rent's cheaper and maybe in an area where you don't even want to live necessarily. I get it. I understand it. I have empathy and understanding of that. I've been there before myself with tough economic times. That means maybe you give $5 or $10 and that's it. And you're done. But everybody can give something. Everybody can give something. That's all I need today. We got 24 hours left, New Orleans. Let's do it. I need some donations. HumaneLA.org. The cats and dogs, the kittens and puppies need your love, need your money. And it's so easy for us. Jeff has to do the hard work, rescuing animals, getting law enforcement involved, attorneys, rescuing animals, rehabbing them, getting them into foster care, then getting them adopted. It's a long, expensive process. Hard work every single day caring for these animals. We pull out our wallet, we pull out an ATM or credit card, and we pop $20 on it, and we're done. That's all I'm asking. That part. Get the wallet out, pull out the credit card, the ATM, and $20. $20. And you can feel good about yourself. You're like, yes. Corey's got that Humane May fundraiser going. I gave $20 and it's going to cats and dogs, kittens and puppies, horses and goats. We're saving animals. Taking Louisiana up a level where it's supposed to be. Humane treatment of animals. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org. Let's hit that goal at $10,000. HumaneLA.org. We're about 2,500, 2,800 behind right now. HumaneLA.org. Drew Brees to be inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame. What the hell did he do? He didn't play here very long, didn't put up any kind of numbers. What the hell? Governor Jeff Landry, not a fan of public access to elected officials' info at work. No, he's not into that. Jeff Landry, I've said this all along, very much like LaToya Cantrell, just opposite ideology. It's about himself. It's about future politics. It's about setting up friends and family. I mean, when Jeff Landry was AG, he had that staffing agency with his brother who's like an insurance agent. Not the brother who's gay, because Landry's family doesn't acknowledge him. The insurance agent brother, Landry and him, just two average guys, more dull tools in the shed than sharp special tools in the shed. They go into Lake Charles and they're bringing in hundreds of workers to work at the consolidated natural gas. The LNGs, the liquefied natural gas complexes in Lake Charles. Louisiana workers would love the job. Jeff Landry loves wrapping himself in the American flag, the Louisiana flag. He's all about America. 2 weeks into being governor, goes down to the Texas border because of the immigrants from Mexico. His company brought in workers from Mexico, not illegals, but brought in workers from Mexico and hired them instead of Louisiana workers so they could make even more profit. Shouldn't have had the staffing agency to begin with, taking advantage of being attorney general of the state. Do your elected job. Don't use it to enrich yourself with this BS staffing agency with your insurance agent brother. But that's not even good enough. Hey, bro, we can make more money if we import Mexican workers. Screw the Louisiana workers. We can make more money importing Mexican workers. And that's what they did. And that's a fact. And then Jeff Landry sat on that Harvey Marine board for years, pulling north of $1,000, $1,500 a week. Like 75,000+ a year doing absolutely nothing. Did he even know by himself how to drive to the facility and the boardroom because he wasn't at board meetings? Well, who is it? Trying to think of the guy who cut down the tree in Old Metairie. I always go blank on him. His dad was the casino in Kent who got popped. Guidry. Shane Guidry's like, yeah, he's the AG of the state. Of course I want him on my board. I mean, Guidry's really not doing anything wrong. It's Jeff Landry who should have said, thanks. I'd love to be on your board, especially since you're a big contributor to my campaigns, but that would be ethically incorrect to be on your board and to pull $1,500 a week doing it. But that's what he did. And now he doesn't want us to look at public access to his records.
On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. I've often said this when the Hawaii 5-0 theme plays. It's powerful. When I was a kid in the 70s, this was like someone injected me with sugar. I'm like, whoa, my head would turn. I'd look at the TV, that video montage, zooming in on the balconies, the airplane, the Hawaiian girl dancing. Powerful video montage, powerful song, one of the greatest television intros in history. I thought it was Hilo, Hawaii. Welcome to Hilo. That means it's the 5 o'clock power hour. And it's the Nutriground with Corey Johnson. Don Ho will be joining us in a few minutes to sing some Hawaiian songs. And I'll have a lei for you to put around your neck as you enter the Buddy Deliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Welcome to Hilo, Hawaii. Hilo. All right, Drew Brees is right. Oh, by the way, Drew Brees to be inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame. Drew Brees is right. This is New Orleans, not Hilo, Hawaii. 5 o'clock power hour on a Thursday as we near the weekend. Yeah, you're right. Boy, some thunder showers, some storms rolled into the city earlier today. Pretty quick, about an hour and a half ride coming in from the west, blowing over the city, over the North Shore, and heading towards the Mississippi Gulf Coast. About an hour and a half of pretty good rain. Some street flooding in some parts of the city, not just Orleans. Jefferson, too. No, I mean, when you're getting inches of rain in a short time period, like a few inches in less than an hour, you're going to have some potential street flooding, and not just in Orleans Parish. And that's what we had today. I don't think any businesses or cars getting flooded out unless someone inadvertently drove into a low-lying area that had heavy water. But yeah, pretty serious rain for a good hour, 90 minutes or so blowing through here. But it's gone. Done deal. Back to summertime. We need the rain in the summer in New Orleans, huh? I mean, it literally cools things off. It's 84 degrees right now. 84 degrees. That's just tough to beat in summer New Orleans. I know we're not officially in summer, but it's late May. It's summer. Speaking of late May, our Humane May fundraiser ends tomorrow, the end of the month, May 31st, mañana. We're about $2,500, $2,700 short of our $10,000 goal. Be part of it. Get in that number. Donate $10. Donate $20 right now. HumaneLA.org. It ends tomorrow. We need your help. If you like the program, you watch or listen every day, donate $5 or $10 one time a year. That's all I'm asking once. HumaneLA.org. I don't ask you for anything ever. HumaneLA.org. Please donate. Please donate. Donald Trump, the first former president convicted of a crime. Donald Trump found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. Not only is Trump the first former president to be convicted of a crime, he's also the Republican nominee. And that will go down with Joe Biden in November. Sentencing is scheduled, I believe, for, in a few weeks, maybe the 11th of next month, if I'm not mistaken. But Donald Trump is going to appeal this conviction, guilty on all 34 counts. That's going to take a lot longer than the November election. And I would say for this, I think there's a report out that Trump dropped the N-bomb. That Trump dropped the N-bomb about the apprentice, the black woman that used to be on the show that he was pals with, and then they had when he became president, they parted ways. There's reports that he dropped the N-bomb talking about her. That doesn't mean a thing. Seriously. Anybody else would be over, but not for Donald Trump. I mean, Trump said it best. I could shoot someone on Madison Avenue and it wouldn't matter. It's true. Grab a woman by the whatever does not matter. Convicted of 34 counts doesn't matter. There's not a Trump supporter out there that's going to go, wow, Trump just got convicted. I better vote for Joe Biden now. It's just not happening. If anything, it solidifies his base. If anything, it gets the Trump supporter that maybe is lazy and wasn't going to vote, gets them motivated to go vote now, if anything. I don't think this conviction hurts Donald Trump at all. I think this conviction solidifies his base, gets his base more foaming at the mouth than ever before. Now, the undecided vote, the female vote, this conviction may have something of an influence or an impact on those folks. There's not that many that are undecided. You've got about 40+% of the population that's locked and loaded. They're voting for Joe Biden. You've got 40+% of the population that's locked and loaded. They're voting for Donald Trump. These folks, it is impossible to pry someone away from Biden and have them not vote or vote for Trump. And it's impossible to pry someone away from Trump to have them not vote or vote for Biden. It's just not happening. Both those numbers are at 40+%. So you've got some number north of 10%, probably less than 15% of a true undecided. It might fall into the teens, 11, 12, maybe 13, 14%, truly undecided. This conviction might influence them and it might not. Another thing Donald Trump has going for him is, Joe Biden, mentally, physically declining. coupled with Kamala Harris, most Americans, including most Democrats, don't think she's vice presidential material, much less presidential material. She's done. I mean, it's hard to screw up the vice presidency. It's insignificant. It's sort of, no one keeps a spotlight on it. No one cares. Yet Kamala Harris isn't faring very well as VP. That's her rep, like it or not, amongst Democrats as well. So no one really reasonably, that is reasonable, thinks Kamala Harris is presidential material. It scares them to think Biden's old, physically, mentally declining, and Kamala Harris could be president in that second term. So that's not a plus. And then Donald Trump, with all his baggage, just keeps grinding along and has a lot of support, leading in most polls, leading in most, if not all, of the swing states. Now, it's still a toss-up. I mean, if I had a dog in this hunt, I would rather be a Trump supporter. He's leading it. That I'd rather be the favorite. I'd rather be leading in the polls than not. But even with all that said, this thing's sort of a toss-up. It's sort of a toss-up. One poll just a few weeks ago had about 44% of the population for both Trump and Biden. Trump was like 44.8 and Biden was like 44.4, something like that, like essentially neck and neck. When you break it down in individual swing states, and that's important, the Electoral College, Trump's the winner. Now, as far as jail time, Donald Trump's not going to jail. First off, even if once there's an appeal, if the appeal's upheld, Donald Trump's not going to jail. I don't think this judge is going to sentence Donald Trump to jail. Found guilty on all 34 counts. I think Donald Trump's going to get like probation. I mean, the most extreme thing would be like house arrest or something like that. Home confinement for 90 days or something like that. But I don't think I don't think this judge is going to sentence Donald Trump to jail time. But the news breaking, the jury, Manhattan jury, 12 jurors, found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 counts. On all 34 counts. Hey, the 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, and they are hiring. For a full listing of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Looking for a job, a new career? Latrim's hiring. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available on their website. Check it out. Latrim.com. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Humane May fundraiser continues. Ends tomorrow. Go to the website, humanela.org. Please donate right now. Right now. humanela.org. Do it.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock power hour. Miss Peaches says, Corey, you have some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. I'm going to give these answers out today before 6 o'clock because this is a holdover question from like last Wednesday or something, last Thursday. I was asking first locations for some local companies that have gone big time. First ever Popeyes location. We got the answer to that, Araby. Correct. But I'm not going to say everybody knows that, like it's common knowledge, but it's weird. It's sort of known where the first Popeyes was located and the second Popeyes. The third, fourth, fifth, who knows? But the second one almost as well known as where the first was located. Where was the second ever Popeyes location located? The first was Araby. Chicken on the Run, then it became Popeyes when he added the spice named after Popeye Doyle, the Gene Hackman character from French Connection, not Popeye cartoon eating the spinach, which it later became connected to. First ever Popeyes, Araby. Second ever Popeyes location. Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Markets phone lines. That's how you participate. 766-9480. 766-9480. We also asked about the mothership. You know, Popeye's a New Orleans product. We asked about the mothership, where that's located. That's Raising Cane's, a Baton Rouge product. We got the answer. Old Conoco Station, Mandy's Conoco, West State at Highland Road, right off the LSU campus, by the Varsity Theater, by the Chimes. Across the street from the former Death Valley Shell gas station from generations ago. So we got the first Popeyes, Araby. We got the first Raising Cane's, the mothership on the LSU campus, essentially. Where's the second Popeyes ever located? And also Smoothie King, 1,100 worldwide locations now. This is a New Orleans born and bred product. Where was the first ever Smoothie King location? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Hey, 2 Saints players' numbers are unofficially retired. The Saints don't retire numbers. Unofficially, they do. There are now 2 numbers that no players will ever wear. Give me those 2 numbers. There should be 4 more numbers added to that list. Name the 4 Saints NFL Hall of Famers. They did the bulk of their NFL work in a Saints uni. 4 Saints NFL Hall of Famers. Give me the answer to any of those questions. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse. Who owns the Lower Pontalba building? We know the mayor's staying in the Upper Pontalba. Who owns the Lower Pontalba building? 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse. The city of New Orleans has 4 1,000-plus room hotels. 4 1,000-plus room hotels. Name 3 of the 4. Name 3 of the 4. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Keep monitoring those lines, Miss Peaches. I'm just checking on you. Keep looking at that porn and off-track betting stuff on the phone. You know, that's your deal, Miss Peaches. You go for that. Miss Peaches loves her porn, and Miss Peaches loves, I'll go there and Corey, what do you think? To bet over Pakistan and cricket? I'm like, what? And then she shows me the phone. It's got like a bet, $100 bet. Like, I have no idea, Miss Peaches. She knows cricket. She's got some addiction problems, from the Misties to gambling, all kind of stuff. Miss Peaches. And we didn't mention the liquor. She just puts a little vodka in the coffee in the morning, and it's like, what? Some people put sugar. I put a little vodka. Why are you judging me? I'm saying I'm not, Miss Peaches. Got to be careful with Miss Peaches. One time, she just crumbled up her Misty pack, threw them at me, and walked out. It was like 4:20. I'm like, we go till 6 o'clock. She just left. Who's running the controls? Just took off in her truck and was gone. Oh, Miss Peaches. She's a trip. Big old jacked up truck. She's got the big silver exhausts that come up the side of the truck above. So you just she punches, just black smoke pours out. It's like, Miss Peaches, what's up with that? She's like, you never know when the flood waters come. I want my exhaust up high. All right. Truck's jacked up. Miss Peaches has to grab the handle. Miss Peaches weighs like 85 pounds. She's like 5 feet tall. She's wearing like a house coat. I'm worried about the house coat getting caught in like the little railing thing. She pulls herself up into the truck. It's crazy. Got a little chain with the little cat eye glasses going. We love you, Miss Peaches. Humane May fundraiser. Miss Peaches donated. You can too. HumaneLA.org. I might pop it again. I did it like May 5th, $100. I might put in another 100. We're about 2,700 short of our $10,000 goal. Don't leave it up to someone else. You step up and donate 10 big bucks or 20 bucks, $5, whatever you can do. The Humane Society needs your help. Don't, hey, someone else will cover it. I don't need to do this. Change your ways a little bit. Donate. Give to a nonprofit for the first time. 10, 20 bucks, not a big deal. HumaneLA.org. Please do it, and do it right now so we can reach that goal and save a bunch of animals. Baton Rouge has a Helm Paint and Decorating location now. Baton Rouge has 4 Helm Paint and Decorating locations now. That's right. New Orleans' own Helm Paint and Decorating with 7 Metro New Orleans locations with that high-quality Benjamin Moore paint, all the stuff you need to get that painting job done right. Painting experts at each and every of those 7 locations. That's all they do is paint. Taking care of your free 2-hour delivery in Metro New Orleans. They're now doing the same in Baton Rouge. 55 years in New Orleans, now in Baton Rouge. Highland Road, Perkins Road, Jones Creek Road, Choctaw. 4 Metro Baton Rouge locations. High-quality Benjamin Moore products, free 2-hour delivery from Prairieville, Gonzales, all the way to West Baton Rouge, like Bruley, Port Allen. Up to the Bluff in Baton Rouge, down to the campus at LSU, to the new St. George community. Helm Paint and Decorating, taking care of BR like they're taking care of New Orleans. Corey Johnson with you. The big news of the day, locally, statewide, regionally, nationally, worldwide. The big news of the day. Donald Trump, former president of the United States of America, found guilty on all 34 counts by a Manhattan jury. 12 jurors. Didn't take much time. When I started the program at 4 o'clock, all we knew was the jury had reached a verdict. And they had requested from the judge 30 minutes of extra time to fill out juror forms. Those 2 things, just the obvious one, the quick return of a verdict, usually is not good. Usually. There are exceptions, of course. It's not 100%, but it's way north of 50%. A quick return of a verdict is usually not good for the defendant, in this case, Donald Trump. When it's days, it's stretched out, they're questioning things, that's good for the defendant. When it's quick, it's like, man, no questions, let's go. When they asked for 30 extra minutes to fill out juror forms, that seemed like, to me, first the quick verdict, and then there are 34 counts. I'm like, if they want time to fill out the juror form, he's got to be found guilty on some of these 34 counts. It's not just a big, not guilty and sign it. Guilty on all 34 counts, not some of the 34, all 34. What does it mean? It means Donald Trump's popularity within his base increases. It means some undecided voters may now not vote for Donald Trump. Maybe they will. Maybe it means nothing to them. But Donald Trump will appeal this verdict. The appeal won't be heard until after the November elections. Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee. Donald Trump is the favorite to be president. So it'll be interesting to see what this guilty verdict does to that 10, 12, maybe at the most 15% undecided voter. There's north of 40% of the American population that is definitively voting for Joe Biden. You can't get them off Joe Biden. There's north of 40% of the American population that's definitively voting for Donald Trump. You can't get them off of Donald Trump. There's a little bit north of 10% undecided. Some say it could be as high as 15%. I think it's probably around 11, 12, 13%. Truly undecided. What impact will this guilty verdict have on them? I think that's the only folks that really matter in this, because the Biden folks are voting for Biden no matter what, and the Trump folks are voting for Trump no matter what. There was a story today, Trump dropped the N-bomb a few years ago. It doesn't matter. Grab woman by the, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Could shoot someone on Madison Avenue and I'll get it. It's true. It's true. The Democrats and Joe Biden don't help themselves. If they had anything that was, the least bit favorable or positive or something that made you want to gravitate towards Joe Biden, the De Niro thing the other day was embarrassing. And that's Joe Biden, the Democrats. That's their plan. That was their idea. Let's call Bob De Niro. Let's get him to go in front of the courthouse where Trump's in trial and let him have a presser. De Niro's temperament is not built for this. The people thinking about him, it yells to the undecided voter. My God, look how Biden and his team think. Look how the Democrats think. First off, they try to appease and placate everyone. It's like they don't have one solid message. It's all convoluted and all over the place. When you're trying to appease and placate everyone, you can't get anything done. And then their plan was to bring in Bob De Niro. De Niro, like 5 years ago, was like, Trump's a dog, he's a bum. That should have been his one and only. Done. He's an actor. He's an incredible actor. That was part of the thing that was so disturbing yesterday. De Niro's leaving. Some jokers with phones are yelling from like the outside, you suck as an actor, you're worthless, your films suck, you're terrible. He's telling him to, F-bomb off and all this. I'm like, Bob De Niro, are you that insecure where you don't know you're a great actor, one of the best of our generation? At least know that. You think someone yells Neil Armstrong, you're not a good pilot, he's going to respond to that? Just insane. No, De Niro's temperament is wrong. But the Democrats, that was part of their plan. That's how they think. They're like, this is a damn good idea. They're high-fiving, we'll get De Niro, we'll do it in front of the courthouse. That thing totally backfired. The event itself, the micro part of it, the event itself, failure. The macro part, the bigger picture, this is how Democrats think. Joe Biden and his people planned this, orchestrated this. They thought this was a home run ball. This would be great for the election and getting people on Biden's side. Just insane. No, it's bigger than the event. That's how the Democrats think. That's what undecided voters are going to be thinking. You know what's scary as hell about this election? I swear, if the Democrats or the Republicans nationally had like 20 people that represented the party, and you got those 20 people together, 20 Republicans, 20 Democrats in some barn in Iowa, some airport kiosk, a meeting room at a Holiday Inn somewhere, and you said, hey, here's the deal. How about you Republicans 86 Trump? How about you Democrats 86 Biden? And it's y'all's candidate. Y'all pick your number 2, your B candidate. I honestly think both Democrats and Republicans would like the idea. I think Republicans think Trump's going to beat Biden. I think Democrats think Biden's going to beat Trump. And I think both sides aren't too sure about it. It's what they hope. It's what they think's going to happen. But there's definitely uncertainty. And I think both sides would feel more confident with their B candidate, with their Nikki Haley, DeSantis, whatever, versus Newsom or someone else, whatever. Honestly, I think the Democrats would be like, we'd love to get rid of Joe Biden and put Newsom up. And we feel better about winning no matter who you put up. And Republicans would think, we'd love to get rid of Trump and put DeSantis or Haley up. And it doesn't matter who the Democrats put up. We feel more confident we would win. Honestly, I think that's how both sides feel. I don't think, the Republicans are sticking with Trump. Their Democrats are sticking with Biden. Those are their nominees or will be officially. But I think, honestly, both parties, because neither side's going to pull their candidate. But if both sides could and bring up their B and they both agree to it, I think that would be the preferred route. It's fantasy land. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. It's a joke. But that tells you how crappy this election is. And Trump supporters, support Trump all day long. I'm not telling you to get off of Trump. I'm just telling you to not think that he's not a narcissistic, egomaniacal, friendless jerk. He's a jerk. He really is. He's worse. He's that A word to the fullest extent. There's nothing redeeming about him. You don't want your son to grow up to be like Donald Trump. You don't want your daughter to marry someone like Donald Trump. Support him all you want. You're a conservative. I get it. Biden, Kamala Harris, my God, as weak as it gets. But let's be realistic, huh? You're voting conservative values, you're voting Republican, you're not voting liberal or Democrat, you're not voting for Biden, but you acknowledge that Trump is an idiot, he's narcissistic, don't try to spin it into like he's a good guy and, he's some kind of patriot in America and all that crap, And Democrats don't keep I've been sitting in meetings with Joe Biden. He's sharp as a tack. He's the sharpest tool in the shed in the entire room. He asks questions. He's very insightful. He's very knowledgeable. He listens. If you're selling me all that Joe Biden's, cognitive skills, mentally sharp, all that constantly, it's telling me he's not. I said it last hour. I talk about helm paint and decorating, and they have these elastomeric coatings, and it's just all nonsense. First 4 words in paint or pain. You paint your house every year. Just all this stuff that doesn't exist. Helm has paint that lasts forever. Lifetime warranty. You don't need the expensive elastomeric stuff. In the commercial for these cartoon name coatings, they call them a coating. It's elastomeric paint, a rubberized paint. They say, more affordable than you think. That clearly says it's expensive. When in a radio or television commercial, they're saying more affordable than you think, it is code for it's pricey. It's very expensive. And it is. It is. When Biden's folks are constantly, I just sat in a meeting with the president. He's mentally sharp. When they're questioning his mental capacity on some talk show. And on Fox, he's about to push the nuclear weapon button. And on MSNBC, he's sharp as a tack. He's so inquisitive and alert and just asking the right questions. No, it's more affordable than you think. Makes me think, no, he's losing his cognitive skills quickly. And Kamala Harris isn't VP material, much less presidential material. Well, what a crappy election, huh? For someone like me, I often talk about like living in New Orleans. I've got this, LaToya Cantrell, an entire government of liberal, woke Democrats, like not a conservative Republican to be found. And then statewide, it's like the diametric opposite. It's not like conservative Ronald Reagan Republicans. It's extreme, wacky, evangelical, illogical Republicans, extremists. And that's like why Louisiana fails year in, year out, decade in, decade out. It's been mostly run Republican for the last 20, 30, 40 years. And New Orleans has always been pure hyper-left Democrat, and that's why it fails. There's no middle ground. There's no common sense, no moderate. There's no what's the best path. It's this extreme right statewide, extreme left citywide. It's hard to deal with. And now we have this presidential election. 2 candidates that just nothing that it's let's write down a sheet and who has the least negatives. It's not who's got the most positives, who's got the least negatives between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That's who I'm voting for. We'll see if that 10, 12, 13, 14% undecided is influenced at all by this Manhattan jury that found former President Donald Trump guilty on all 34 counts, every single one in this hush money trial. He'll appeal it. It'll take place after the November election. Donald Trump, probably a better than 50-50 chance of being president. I believe in polls. He leads in just about every poll. He leads in just about every swing state. I believe in that stuff. So I think that Donald Trump will probably be the next president. It's going to be interesting to see if this guilty verdict has any influence at all on the undecided. We know the Trump supporter just emboldens them, and we know the Biden supporter just gets them foaming at the mouth, thinking it's going to be something major that helps Joe Biden. I'm not so sure about that. That's the big unknown. This 10, 12, 13, 14, 15% maybe of undecided. How does this guilty verdict influence them, or does it at all even influence them? Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Oh, you know who we forgot to call? Old Jeff D. Let's knock out a break and call him, Miss Peaches. Hey, every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebrah. Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, pre-owned service, collision repairs, parts. The Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, pretty impressive. 15 acres, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vehicles, $50+ million complex. And now across the parish on Jefferson Highway, the legendary Ford truck dealership for 80 years. Now where it belongs, under the Lamarck umbrella. Lamarck, Crescent City, Ford in Elmwood, Harahan, Jefferson Highway at Horde, right before Hickory. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck, Crescent City, Ford.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Best quality, best price, best selection. Rouse's Markets tastes like home because it is. 60 plus locations, 60 plus years. 1/3 of all Rouse's, 20 plus locations in Metro New Orleans. It truly is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets tastes like home. I love the Rouse's labeled stuff. I love the Rouse's Italian stuff from Italy. Amazing. Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. Are you kidding me? Hey, our Humane May fundraiser ends tomorrow. Humane May. Every year in the month of May, we try to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. It's our Humane May fundraiser. It's crunch time. 24 hours to go. Let's hit the goal of $10,000. Jeff Dorson has been running the Humane Society of Louisiana for 35 years. He counts on donations because that's how they operate. Everything they do is from people like you and me donating. Jeff, how are you?
Pleasure. Thanks for Humane May. Summer's a tough time to fundraise, and so things, people move on, they forget. But we can't forget because the phone keeps ringing. Animals are in need. So this is a good time for us to remind people, give to your favorite charity and think of us as one of them, that you can see a difference every time you make a donation. It goes on the front lines. It doesn't go into a savings account. It doesn't go to somebody's retirement fund. It doesn't go for a vacation fund. It goes right into communities that have very few resources.
Yep. Saving animals, cats, dogs, kittens, puppies, horses, goats. That's what you guys do. Treating animals more humanely because Louisiana, we dropped the ball. Another legislative session, not a lot going on. A few little things, the animal stamp, things like that Jeff got passed, but not a couple of $1 million, not shelters at prisons, none of that yet. So we're bad at this in Louisiana. Jeff came here 35 years ago from Indiana, thought he'd be down here a few weeks, help out and go do stuff for other places that need help. It's 35 years later. He's never left because we're so broken. Every May, we try to raise $10,000 so Jeff can save animals, and we're winding down. Where are we, Jeff? Like about a little over 7,000 or something?
Yeah, we're getting close to 8. A nice gentleman gave him 1,000 with the matching donation from his company, so that put us around 8. So 2 to go in 24 hours. Thanks to the Hammond Daily Star, they did a nice story to remind folks that it's not based in New Orleans. We cover a lot of area.
Yep.
The phone rings from Bienville or from, Catahoula Parish, from all over the state, Franklin, Union, St. Helena. It goes on. Avoyelles, Evangeline. They all need help. They all need resources, and we believe in sharing. So your $10 can probably generate double with volunteer help and in-kind donations. If you haven't given yet, please make the effort today. It'll make you feel good. You've done your part. We'll do our part.
HumaneLA.org is the website. Upper left-hand corner, you'll see me laying there with Blue Boy on the sofa. Click on that photo and you'll be able to donate. And please donate generously. HumaneLA.org. It all ends tomorrow. We have not reached our goal of $10,000. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm going to send out some email blasts and some texts to some buddies and stuff to try to get a little boost on the final day, Jeff, and keep hyping it here and tomorrow on the program. So hopefully we hit that $10,000 goal.
Yeah, it's doable. $2,000 in 24 hours. It's been done before. And I'm sorry it comes to that. I think we should have done better, but you and I have both worked it. We know that people are dealing with other issues, but we can do this. So come on.
Yep.
Last 24 hours, let's see a little bit of interest and uptick. And if you're a Pelican player or Saints, surely a couple hundred won't put you back too far.
Nope, exactly. Hey, how's the dog and the puppies that y'all got out of the dumpster?
Yeah, that was a remarkable story. I'll back up and tell it. Some woman didn't want to fool with her dog with a spinal injury, threw it in a trash can. in a dumpster by her apartment complex. But first, put it in a plastic bag so he didn't have less of a chance to be saved. Luckily, some female rescuers were following the story, took it upon, they couldn't get the authorities to act quick enough. They went there themselves, knocked on the door, and sure enough, they traced where the dog was in a dumpster, opened the lid, 2 eyes looking at them. They pulled it out. We paid for the vet care, and it's going to have a remarkable story. The woman was charged with municipal violation. We wish it were a state charge, but again, we don't behave well in this city. It should have been a state charge.
No,
higher penalties.
This story's even more sickening. Weren't there puppies in the dumpster too?
Their puppies were inside the apartment that they were hidden, but the woman went back and got the puppies. She paid $100 each.
Yeah. The criminal woman who put the dog in a bag and threw it in the dumpster wouldn't relinquish the puppies to the rescue group, demanded $100 a puppy, and the rescue group paid it. I don't agree with that. I would have brought in a sheriff or a cop, somebody, and confiscated the dogs, but whatever. This woman needs to go to jail, and that's probably not going to happen. That's pathetic.
Yeah, well, it was a family member. It wasn't the same. They all knew about it, but just to get the story straight, it wasn't the woman who put it in the dumpster. That was her dog.
It was some piece of crap family members that fully knew the dog was thrown in the dumpster. Okay,
all true. So
yeah,
yes,
nothing changes.
Have ways to go to improve our delivery of programs and services and penalties and enforcement. I mean, we're way behind the curveball. This is not a little municipal violation of throwing an injured dog in a dumpster. That's a state felony if you were to consider all the circumstances and the intent, criminal intent. She deliberately did this. And so what else is there to prove?
No.
But again, we come down very gently and softly on animal abusers in the state typically and in this city.
No, and these are scumbag people, just total jerks. They're criminals. And a lot of the time, animal abuse leads to human abuse. My grandfather goes to the cockfight and the dog fight. He's a good guy. No, he's not. Okay? My grandfather used to drop the N-bomb, but he's a good guy. It was that generation. No, he's not. He was racist. I don't buy into all that crap. So our leniency, our laissez-faire attitude about strict laws, enforcing them, prosecuting people that abuse animals, it should be a no-brainer because humans are next with these people.
Yes, you're right. Lack of effort is how I sum up our state's attitude, why we are last in everything. Lack of effort. So we got to up our game. I'm willing. I got some skin in the game. I'm willing to do a couple more decades, but I'm asking everybody to do their part. $5, $10, $15, $20, $1,000. Let's see what happens when you start getting involved in our community and investing in these programs that will only help.
HumaneLA.org to donate. Upper left-hand corner of the page, you'll see me laying there with Blue Boy. Click on that photo and donate. HumaneLA.org. Jeff, every now and then I come up with a good idea. You want to hear my latest?
Please.
You're going to like this, I think.
I bet.
You know the exits to nowhere in New Orleans East?
I do.
Past Michoud, before Irish Bayou, you got those 2 exits with the bridges, and the exits are closed now.
Yeah, with all the discarded tires and refrigerators.
Well, that's more Michoud, but I guess some of the exits, they're doing that too, but most of them are blocked off where you can't even access that.
Okay.
But you've got these bridges that were built and never really used. How about turning them into wildlife crossings, connecting the Bayou Sauvage to the South Bayou Sauvage wetland? So we don't have alligators, turtles, and wild boar roadkill on the interstate, which is dangerous for people and drivers. And the I-10 literally goes through the middle of a wildlife refuge. The 405 in Los Angeles proper goes right through the middle of the city and happens to go right through the middle of a national forest. And they built a wildlife crossing so the animals can get from one forest to the other over the 405. All around California in the West, they have bridges or tunnels. Why not make these 2 bridges that aren't doing anything for anyone wildlife crossings for the animals?
I love it. Why? Because nobody ever thinks of it, and it would take some effort. But let us start this discussions.
The feds will pay the money. I mean, the infrastructure's there. You're like, coat the bridge, put some kind of layering on it, and then a bunch of dirt, grass, trees, greenery. You funnel the animals into that so they can cross over. They don't even know they're going over the interstate. It's seamless. Wildlife crossings in the east.
They've been doing it in the Netherlands for years, but not in Louisiana.
Nope.
But if you tell me who to go to, we'll start the discussion.
Yeah, I'm going to get it rolling. I got to find the right politician to get it rolling.
Yeah.
Might need Scalise or John Kennedy at a federal level. But I'll definitely get you involved because of your animal expertise, which will help push it. Hell, one of those bridges should be the Jeff Dorson Wildlife Crossing.
Well, memorial, maybe.
Well, like you said, 20 more years at least.
Okay. It's a deal. Just keep doing your Humane May, and let's add on to it next year. Let's get some bling and some fun stuff. We're going to get some bells and whistles behind it.
Yep. Let's finish up strong this year. HumaneLA.org. You know how I feel about all those bells and whistles. Save them for something else. This thing should work organically all by itself, Jeff.
Okay. I'm in. Well, however it works, let's get to 10.
Yep. We're going to do it in the next 24 hours. Going to grind.
Nice. Okay.
HumaneLA.org is how you donate. Any final thoughts, Jeff, until next week?
Thanks for caring. Caring makes the difference. Caring wins the day. Caring gets stuff done. And the inverse is equally true. If you don't care, nothing gets done. So, Louisiana, let's stop being 50. Let's move up a notch or two. And I'll do my part. Please do yours. Donate today. Let's do something good for our community. Okay, that's my pitch.
Yep. Yeah. Bill Walton passed away. His coach was the legendary John Wooden.
Wooden. Yep.
He said, happiness begins when selfishness ends.
Nice. Good way to end the show, brother.
Good way to end the show is Blue Boy barking up a storm, Jeff.
He's saying give, donate, participate, volunteer. I talk dog.
Yep. He's saying HumaneLA.org. Go to the website right now. Jeff, always a pleasure, brother.
Back at you, brother.
HumaneLA.org. Please donate. Blue Boy's right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow at 4.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.